All right, let's dive right into this explainer of the Hunter-Wolf incident. We're going to break down the absolute chaos of the biological crisis that literally brought New York City to its knees. If you're into that intense intersection of biology, military strategy, and disaster management, you are in exactly the right place. We're forensically reconstructing the whole thing, step by agonizing step, to see how a single microscopic threat almost wiped a major metropolis right off the map.
So, we start our incident report right in the thick of it. It's 8:30 a.m. at JFK Airport, and the confusion is just terrifying. The military, they're flying completely blind. Major Hoffman gets this chilling report of a massive attack underway, and the boots on the ground have absolutely zero idea what they're dealing with. No known chemical agents, no standard weaponry, just unbelievable reports of sheer chaos and this desperate need for a lockdown.
Section 1. Terror at JFK. The initial attack.
236. To put that into perspective, that is the staggering number of confirmed casualties in just the first 23 minutes of the outbreak. What's so terrifying here is how incredibly fast the situation deteriorated before the military could even blink. This wasn't some slow burn pandemic where you have weeks to track symptoms. Nope. This was a biological lightning strike, right in the middle of a fragile international travel hub. The sheer volume of infections completely overwhelmed the airport's perimeter defense, forcing authorities to immediately seal off every single tunnel, doorway, skyway, and jetway in a really desperate bid for containment.
Section 2. The lupine virus explained. The biological threat.
To understand the sheer speed of this crisis, we really need to look at the biology. What exactly were these soldiers, doctors, and innocent civilians actually fighting against? Well, the lupine virus is a biological agent causing an immediate feral canine mutation, and it's transmitted exclusively through saliva. Now, the one stroke of luck here, it wasn't airborne. But man, it was immediate and absolutely devastating. You didn't need prolonged exposure. A single non-lethal bite was enough to instantly pass the pathogen into a brand new host.
Once that saliva is transferred, the infection builds incredibly fast. First, you get the non-lethal bite. Second, the subject begins to experience severe anxiety. But here's the absolute crucial biological trigger. The subject's heart rate spikes over 150 beats per minute. Once that threshold is crossed, immediate feral canine morphosis takes over. It's like flipping a terrible switch. And this is exactly why medical personnel desperately tried to keep the infected patients bradycardic and calm, throwing everything they had at it, even using pills and restraints. Basically, if you keep the heart rate down, you delay the mutation.
Section 3. Tracking Patient 0. The search for the source.
So, with the biological mechanics established, the CDC and the military, led by Major Hoffman, engaged in this desperate race against time to track down the absolute source of the virus. Because, they needed a biological blueprint to synthesize a mass cure. They actually managed to trace a 28-year-old wildlife photographer named Donna Voorhees. Look at this timeline. 4 weeks ago, she traveled from Vancouver to the remote Yukon. 12 days ago, Yellowknife. Then she had a highly crucial pre-flight full-body scan in Toronto, before finally landing at JFK at 8:05 a.m. Turns out, while out in the field, she'd been photographing rare black wolves and, well, got way too close.
The investigative detective work here is just fascinating. Voorhees was initially identified via a pre-outbreak high-res Japanese camera she'd left behind in the chaotic terminal. But the real game-changer came from that Toronto body scan. It revealed a mutating skeletal system and host DNA already inside her. Utilizing some cutting-edge tech, the medical team made an unbelievable discovery. The host's tooth, literally the actual attacking wolf's tooth, was physically lodged beneath the tendons in her arm. That meant she was the sole source of viable antibodies on Earth.
Section 4. Cure versus biological weapon. The internal conflict. Now, uncovering Patient 0 didn't just cleanly solve a medical mystery. Oh no, it ignited a massive, incredibly tense internal conflict. On one side, you have Major Hoffman and Dr. Gordon representing a purely medical containment approach. Their goal? Synthesize antibodies from the host tooth to create a mass cure, save lives, and preserve civil liberties. But on the exact opposite side, General Monaching pushed for biological warfare supremacy. He actually wanted to weaponize the creatures. By injecting their bites with a specific neurotoxin that only military-controlled wolves would be immune to, he envisioned creating an absolutely unstoppable military asset.
General Moyneking's perspective was crystal clear. You're witnessing a new era, the most significant advance in warfare since the Predator drone. I mean, we are looking at military brass showing a staggering willingness to risk a global uncontainable pandemic in exchange for an unprecedented tactical advantage on the modern battlefield. It's a wildly high-stakes gamble.
Section 5. The Manhattan Quarantine. Containment Failure.
But hey, that whole ideological debate was cut brutally short when containment catastrophically failed on Ward's Island. A breach occurred, sending the entire pack of infected canines sweeping south, directly into the densely populated heart of Manhattan and Central Park. Faced with a terrifying projection that this virus could infect the entire Western Hemisphere in 2 weeks, kind of mirroring the horrific scale of the 1918 influenza pandemic, the military authorized a devastating failsafe, the Eradication Protocol. Step 1. Shut down all bridges and tunnels, effectively sealing off New York City. Step 2. Detonate a series of massive fuel-air explosives over the island. They were literally prepared to completely wipe out the threat, sacrificing a city of millions just to save the rest of the hemisphere.
Section 6. The Final Countdown, a Race Against Time.
The climax of the incident was this intense, absolute nail-biter of a race against time. While Major Hoffman's rogue team fought desperately through the quarantine zone to extract the cure, military jets locked onto their primary targets across New York. Stallion 1 commencing bomb run, T-minus 6 minutes. As jets began destroying key infrastructure, like the Valkyrie and Manhattan bridges, to physically trap the infected on the island, the clock was quite literally ticking down to the total destruction of one of the world's greatest cities.
While those bombers circled overhead, this chaotic frenzy was taking place right on the edge of the RFK bridge. Hoffman and Voorhees were completely cornered. Under immense pressure, Dr. Gordon urgently cut directly into Voorhees' arm to extract that hidden host tooth. And miraculously, the extracted antibodies reacted to the virus in real time. With proof of a cure finally secured, Hoffman instantly radioed Northcom with a vital emergency action message directly for the president.
Disaster was averted by the slimmest, razor-thin margin. 5 seconds, sir. 3, 2, 1, abort. Get this, the package had actually been released, but the explosive payload drop was canceled seconds before impact, saving the core of the city at the exact last possible moment.
Containment status green. The cure is secured. Ultimately, the outbreak was halted right at the city's borders, and the catastrophic civilian casualties of the Eradication Protocol were heavily minimized. Technology, quick thinking, and pure human endurance managed to pull New York back from the brink of total biological annihilation. But you know the deeper ideological scars of the Hunter-Wolf incident? Those remain entirely unresolved. It leaves us with a really heavy question. When technology and biology violently collide, who should hold the ultimate power over a global threat? The doctors seeking a universal cure? Or the generals seeking a deadly tactical edge? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep questioning the details, and I will catch you on the next one.
Hello, Hollywood movie lovers. Next story coming. Wolf Hunter story. Thank you for full watching story and subscribe please guys. Hey YouTube, this small part is my creativity. Okay.